Look at The Rights of War and Peace, Book 3 by Hugo Grotius. Yes. For all the sovereign states in all 50 states and U.S. territories that thought, well, as an oath, I don't have any legal obligation to admit the evidence, the exculpatory evidence of the accused. Yes. Relevant government actors. Right. You actually do. And there's still a fraud being perpetrated today as we sit here together. Okay. Now, if you wanted me to sound really weird, yes. Why don't we look at the Liberty Funding Corporation and the foundation? Oh, ideal of free and responsible individuals that are elected to office, that anytime they have any evidence that would exonerate the accused, they can be held personally, legally liable for refusing to do that. Now, this cuneiform inscription, I thought that was really interesting. Look at that. Yes, cuneiform. It serves as their logo and as the design motif for our end papers is the earliest known written appearance of the word freedom, amagi, or liberty, taken from a city document written about 2300 BC in the Sumerian city-state of Lagash. Ooch. Now, this liberty that I'm being obstructed from enjoying, life, liberty, and property, ooch, due process of exculpatory evidence. Yeah, I think there's another 14th Amendment violation on the part of each state. Yes, because when I, yes, the accused, requested you to admit the evidence in every state of the United States, every one of you are legally obligated to do that. Now, when they talk about due process, it's usually the 14th Amendment, unless the federal government wants to enforce the Fifth Amendment. Now, I'm not enjoying life, liberty, and property because of your refusal to exonerate me of all wrongdoing. Yes, return to me the custody of my sons, right? And then the availability of speaking to Marilyn about her involvement of the fraud that her husband's been involved in. Now, as I mentioned, I'm suing her. Okay. I'm sorry, Marilyn. You're going to lose everything that you own. And if you're nice, you get to live in a five-star hotel. Now, if you're nice. Now, let's look at the cuneiform inscription. Well, there's this idea of freedom and liberty. Yes, I still am not enjoying my freedom and liberty because of your refusal to end the fraud of exonerating me of crimes I didn't commit. Now, the ceasing of jurisdiction and property distinguish. Oh, you're going to have to cease your jurisdiction of the without prejudice, right, dismissal of court cases because you conspired to get yourself a Class B felony. Now, this rabbi, the illegitimacy of war on persons refusing to accept Christianity. Let's say that you decided to make war against me because I'm a person refusing to accept your way of coming to find out. Ooch. I am not sewing in. I'm not going to be on you. And you decided you'd cover up your lawlessness of making war against the citizens of the United States while at the same time possessing the actual evidence. I committed no crime in Swim. I committed no crime in Brennan, Washington. In fact, the false allegation of child abuse and domestic violence, I did want to hear what she had to say, and you didn't protect that right. Now, making war against any citizen of the United States is the refusal to, uh-oh, I'm not going to accept your way of doing things. In fact, I dislike the word way. It had been told to me once that I should buy the way, and I thought, no, you can't buy Christianity. It's not for sale. And it's not that Jesus paid the price. There's a lot of money involved in the actual religion of Christianity. These, these evangelists, yes, those on television, yeah, some mega churches, you get a pretty good wage. And then there's the retirements of those that have been involved in the actual religion of Christianity, where they retired from missionary service or some sort of pastoral obligation. Why don't we look at the pensions of all of the ordained for the last 40 years that are no longer employed in active service, but they have some sort of special Christian community retirement? Yes, I have known individuals during the course of my life. Yeah, they served the Lord their whole life, 40, 50, 60 years. And sometime between the age of 70 and 100, they decide to get one of those little community properties. Yep. Give me the actual property ownership of every denomination that houses every senior that served the Lord.